Hello, welcome back. I wanted to do a video here this evening while I had some good weather, and wanted to document some things before I tore down one of my earlier builds. Getting ready to do the RS build. Part of the reason I bought the RS was one of my earlier builds was recently totaled. Got T-boned. Fortunately, nobody was injured, but the car was totaled out. Still runs and drives, but it's in pretty rough shape. I did do a write-up on I've got a earlier blog I have. I'll try and put a link in the description of when I first built this thing. I think it's been 7 years ago now. So here it is. We'll start with some of the good sides here. So here you go. This was my mother-in-law's 1990 Isuzu Trooper. I brought it home for $500 or something. Clutch was toast on it. Tires were shot. Interior was really rough on it. A dog had eaten a bunch of the interior. So, brought it home. Took it on as just kind of my first, like, I'm gonna buy a nice Trooper and see if anybody wants to buy it when I'm done with it. And as soon as I got home, my mother-in-law said she wanted it to use out at her farm, just to have something, to haul stuff around in that wasn't gonna break the bank and be dependable. And if anything happened to it, since I was into Troopers, I told her I'd fix it for her. So like I said, it's been under my care for about 7 years now. It's a really nice Trooper. Sad to see it go. It was in fantastic shape. The insurance company surely lowballed us on it. We were pretty powerless against them. We did get some money for it, but not nearly what I've got into it. So my advice to any of you classic car people is talk to insurance and see what they're really insuring these for, because I know that if you get a lot of time and energy into these things, and they're gonna insure you at a market value or whatever, and if there ain't many of them for sale, then they're gonna lowball you. So note to all classic car enthusiasts out there. So I did make a list here of all the things that I've done to it. I'll try and run it down for you here quick. Like I said, I brought it home. It needed a clutch. I put a clutch in it. The interior was pretty shot. I started with some seat covers and found some vinyl carpet kit online that I put in, like a vinyl flooring kit, and I did some nice sound deadening on it with like some Dynamat and made it nice and quiet, and put a Bluetooth stereo in it and found some nice speakers, stock Isuzu speakers, replaced the door hinges that were broke, put a heater core in it that blew out right away. Did control arm bushings on it, shocks, leaf spring bushings, had an alignment done on it. Blew a water pump within the first month or so she was driving it. Pretty close after it blew the heater core out, so I did a timing belt and water pump then. Found a slick bug guard for it. Found a mint windshield for it. Put a nice set of 31s on it. I did a ton of work to it. Show you the interior here of it. It's the interior was a major score. You just do not see them at the junkyard like this very often. Front seats are in fantastic condition. The carpet did come out of an automatic, so I did some sewing around there to patch the hole with another piece. It turned out pretty decent for what it is. Had some nice floor mats in it. I took them out. She's put them in a different car. Oh no, there they are. They're in the back still. So a mint back seat that I scored for it. All the door cards are super minty, front and rear. The only thing I didn't get was the brown dash. I kept the gray dash in here. It actually has a gray leather steering wheel that I scored. Mint shift boots that I scored. Some of that stuff like the shift boots, those will go in the RS I'm working on. The interior is going to be for sale if anybody wants to hit me up. Fair price for it, I'm sure. I haven't decided what it's worth yet, but hit me up if anybody's interested in Washington State area. The back still has the part of the vinyl kit that I bought. I was not happy with how the vinyl fit in front, and that's why I ended up putting the carpet in, but I kept the vinyl in the back. You can see it was rough, to say the least, to get that stuff to fit in. They say it's pre-molded, but not that well. It'd be nice to try and put it in on a 100-degree day when it was in the sun. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of 100-degree days in Washington. Yeah, I painted all the bumpers up nice on it, and had painted the rims up and got nice beauty rings for it. Found some nice center caps. I put a lot of effort into this car, but we'll show you some of the... That's where it got hit on the driver's rear, clipped that tire a little bit as she was driving down the road, so it's got the spare on it. And there's the driver's side, and that's why this car is going to the junkyard. Both driver and passenger rear door are completely caved in. It's not just the door, the whole rocker down here is pushed in. The whole B pillar is pushed in to the point where there's this big bubble on the floor. So, I mean, I could probably put a chain around it, pull it out enough to make the doors kind of close, but they're probably never going to seal again good with that much damage. So I'm just going to use the parts for the RS, try and sell what I don't need. I'm going to part it out as best I can to, you know, get some stuff out there for the rest of the Isuzu community, or just put it in my hoard. But sadly, this one's going to the crusher pretty soon here. So really just wanted to document it. Had it for a long time, and she drove it a ton. I'm sure she'll have some memories, you know, but that's all she wrote for this 1990 Isuzu Trooper. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned.